Thank you. Thank you for being on time. Hi, JP.
How are you, Sister Mercy?
I'm good. Hi, family.
Oh, fine. I just had to get a better place.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So waiting for Ihechi. Oh, Namdi is here. Wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. So
Are we on? Unmute yourself. You are muted. You are muted. You're good.
Yeah, I'm on now. Yeah.
Now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can see your face and I can hear you. Yeah, cheerful face.
Thank you so much. Happy Sunday.
Same to you. Our host, Mercy, it's like her network got interrupted.
thank you very much. It's really here, so the network is a bit crazy. So let us get into the business of the day. I welcome you to this great platform. I appreciate you. Thank you for honoring this invitation. I do not take it for granted. You're welcome to Lawyers Info Hub platform. So to just run through what the platform is all about, is a platform that tries to, teach law, talk about the life of a lawyer. It's a platform that shares 1 or 2 tips for excellent law practice. It's a platform born out of passion for learning, passion for teaching. So this is my little way of contributing to the legal practice or the law profession in Nigeria and beyond. So basically, I've sent us the topics we're going to discuss on. So the first question, I want to start with Ihechi. Ihechi, I appreciate you. This is Barrister Ihechi. We have Barrister JP Ogubara, we have Barrister Nnamdi Okafor, and my humble self, Mercy. So Ihechi, what role do you think lawyers can play in the advancement of the judiciary? So let's have your thoughts on this.
The roles are quite enormous.
Okay.
You understand? If I should break it down in a normal parlance, okay. I think what I would say is, first, I think we need to start being serious about this profession. You understand? Okay. And if I can, let me say something that often happens. If we can cut short the rate at which we apply for adjournment based on irrelevant issues, these things that delay the report and all that. I've had courses where I met some lawyers who actually their way of getting adjournment, that they keep telling you that their father died. Every day their father, their mother, they die over and over and over again. And that is one. Secondly, there's this thing I usually say, the pre-action counseling certificate, let it go beyond a mere attachment. Let us take that duty that you actually do it. You look at your client's story, you listen to his story, he briefs you, you understand. You actually advise him on the strength of his case, whether it's going to succeed or not. No. And all that. Look at the benefits you're getting or what you tend to lose if you advise him and he goes away. But that action counseling, I keep telling people, let it go beyond a mere document. Take it as something you must do. Look at his case, listen to his story. Just look at these things. If the ones we can settle, we settle them without approaching court. The court will also advise you. That's why I don't know, but I like judges that they're not really opposed to litigants.
Settlement.
Yes, when you bring up the issue of settlement out of court, they always oblige you. Even some of them go further to tell you, take 1 month, try something out. If you do it and you succeed, fine. My job is reduced by 1, something like that. So I think these are the things.
Yeah, I appreciate you on this. So from what you said, you say that lawyers have a role to ensure that their matters are diligently pursued, not giving up excuses. So let me get to Nnamdi. Nnamdi, do you think lawyers are contributing to the delay we are having or we are experiencing in the quick dispensation of justice? Do you think lawyers are contributing to the delay? You see, we have matters in court 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 25 years, they are still in court. So do you think lawyers are contributing to this?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Proceed. We can all hear you.
Yeah, I sincerely do. Everybody who is into pure litigation will agree with me that yes, majority of these unnecessary adjournments and delays in prosecution are actually caused by lawyers.
Okay.
One is when a lawyer has a bad case, maybe sometimes instead of advising a client otherwise, go for settlement, give up this case, you just tell the lawyer, okay, let's go to court and buy time.
Wow.
Most times clients will even pay you to buy time. Please, barrister, do as much as you can. Let's just delay this matter. And lawyers will buy into that. But another fact, why agreeing to this, I want us to look at it from the point of view of, do we really blame these lawyers? When you look at law as a business, more like law practice as a calling.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a businessman, my rent is running, I've not paid my secretary, and the client manages to come to my office and he has a bad case, do I advise this client to leave? Probably by mere collection of a consultation fee of maybe 5,000 or 10,000.
Yes.
When I know that by assuring the client and getting him on to court, will put some thousands of naira into my account, which probably will lead to payment of my rent and my staff, support staff. So we need to look at it. Our problem is the legal profession. If you look at conduct at our RPC, you see that RPC was not drafted looking at law as a source of survival. Livelihood, yes. RPC was done looking at lawyers as people who are doing, who are living up their calling. You are doing this to contribute to the society. But what we have in practice now is we have a group of people who are doing law practice as a means of livelihood. A lot depends on whatever you can get out of the practice. So that is our problem.
Whether by crook or hook,
you must do it. So you deliberately, on a single day, you can intentionally, instead of losing a matter or losing out, you know that on Monday I am not chanced. I'm already before the higher court of so jurisdiction. But there is another matter. If I don't put it this Monday, I am likely not to get another month this month. No, instead of missing that transport money, let me put two of them on the same date. At least I can write a letter. These are issues we need to look at.
These are issues. I get it to that point. So, just to move on, by Jeffrey, we welcome you. Avelia welcomed you. Now, I feel with the NSAS issue that has come and gone, the judiciary, we as part of the judiciary, we have had our own fair share of the effect of the NSAS because our courts have been destroyed, some of our courts. Now, in the light of the destruction and the colossal damage to the judiciary, what role can lawyers play to salvage the situation? Like now our courts are burnt, courts will not sit. What role do you think lawyers can do, either by way of writing to the chief judge, or what are the ideas you think we can put across now to help salvage the issue?
That's I don't know how to confront this question, but I must tell you that by this question you hit me below the belt. Okay. Because I have a current yes, I have an issue before Honorable Justice Pedro of the Judiciary. Her courts was among the courts that were desecrated and burnt to rubble.
I also have a matter there. Yes.
So I spoke with the registrar 2 days ago, and then I'm now going into the role of lawyers now.
Yes.
I spoke with the registrar 2 days ago, and the registrar told me that not even a single document can be recovered from the judge doesn't even have a court at the moment. So, and what about the exhibits and documents already tendered already before the court?
It's called to the original.
That look, make preparations to make available copies of these processes that you have filed. Now, second row, the road to the this number 1 rule, making available these copies and these documents available to the court. Second row that is very, very crucial. Let us also understand, like my learned friend Namdi have just said earlier. He said the role of a lawyer, the issue of ROPC, it was not drafted. It was drafted, you know, seeing lawyers as people who are in a vocational, you know, profession.
Not like business.
Yeah, you see, lawyers should come up to understand that law is law. Whether you lose or you win, you will get paid if you structure your practice very well. And then it's high time the regulators of the bar should come up and structure it in a way that it will be a business. That as a lawyer, whether you're losing or you are winning, you are getting paid. And when you are getting paid, the fear of losing out will not be there. And the promotion of justice will be the winner at the end of the day. Yeah. Now, I've been called upon to bring court processes that are filed. Now, there is something that is required of me. At this point in time, I'm not required to smuggle in documents.
That's the
At
issue.
This point in time, I'm not required to bring in things that were never before the court.
Now, sorry to cut you short. At this point, don't you think both counsels should come together and sort out documents rather than you bring yours, I bring mine?
No. If lawyers are allowed a situation to sort out documents, you have a situation where everybody will want to take the day. The best they can do is let every document you're going to bring before the court go through the process of certification and commissioning by a commissioner for oath.
At whose cost?
But it's now time for the court to consider that commissioning of a document or notarizing document is not really something that must be revenue based. It's just to make sure that something that is coming in line with truth. So I mean, the rules of the court allows the chief judge of each state to
make a
give
direction
on that. I think that's a better way to start, and that's my take on that. To be honest, and to bring before the court things that are not capable of jeopardizing the justice of the day.
This is great. Now, in the wake of this COVID-19, you have seen that COVID-19 has come to stay because we're still having new cases. As much as the vaccine is out, but to take time before the vaccine will get across the countries, the testing, acceptance is another issue. So now there's a rise in virtual hearing. I've had to engage one or two. Some courts are trying, some are still trying to start up. What advice can you provide to the judiciary for them to take advantage of this technology-based or technology-driven model of practice or of hearing of cases? So what advice can you provide to the judiciary so that they can harness the benefits of the virtual hearing?
There's no other advice other than adopting virtual hearing, because I think that is the best. You understand? We've had situations where you travel from one jurisdiction to another to conduct a matter, and when you just get to court, and the next thing the registrar or whoever comes out and tells you, "I'm so sorry, my lord will not sit. He has asked that all of you take dates." You understand? So there is no advice that can give other than for us to look at the advantages of virtual hearing. Let's take up the opportunity. You understand? We mentioned about courts being burnt and all that. If lawyers, we can push for, a fully computerized justice system. I think it would be the best. Now, these documents that we are burnt in courts and all that, what if some of them were originals?
Some of them
at
are.
the point of
some of them are. Yeah.
At the point of tendering, the council couldn't retrieve the original to substitute photocopy. What would be the lot of the clients, of the litigants? So I think it's beyond virtual here. We should also look at the computerized, process of filing documents, exchanging documents, electronically signing documents, and all that. You can have your matter, and then from the confines of your home, you testify, give your evidence. Even I keep saying that even if we can't adopt it in full, let's adopt it in parts. In some of these less contentious cases, yes, you can do your thing from anywhere, and you don't need to travel long distance to risk your life and all.
Yeah, I appreciate you a lot. I appreciate. So, Nnamdi, let me now ask you on this. Do you think
that?
Yeah.
So I think
okay.
Hearing is the best. We should just look at it. So it's very, very important.
Okay, thank you very much. So Nnamdi, do you think in the wake of this rise in virtual hearing, the fees of lawyers will need to be reviewed? Like lawyers will start charging higher fees because of the use of internet, Then also just talk about the level of training. It involves a whole lot of training of the judges, training of the court clerk, even lawyers themselves have to be trained on virtual hearing. Yeah, so do you think the virtual hearing will bring about increase in the professional charges? And then talk about the level of preparation on the side of the judiciary in terms of training and on lawyers. So let me hear your take on this.
Okay, actually, when you talk about charges, when we begin to do a virtual hearing, I think actually what we are currently facing is the fact that as lawyers in this country, let me not say all of us, but some of us don't charge well. Now, but the truth of the matter is that virtual hearing ought to be cheaper or should be cheaper than the normal physical hearing. Because if I have a client who stays in Lagos and I practice in Imo State, so it's cheaper for me to put him up through Skype or through Zoom as we are doing now. It's cheaper for us. With if you do, like in Nigeria, we have a 30-day subscription of about 1,000. But I am sure you do not have any means of transportation that can bring somebody from Lagos to Imo at that cost. I don't know if you understand, but with 1,000 subscription at both ends, you can be able to do your thing. So what I'm looking at is on charges. What we're charging now is enough when we look at virtual hearing, because just imagine sitting at the comfort of my house, or as we are all at the comfort of our destinations now, we are conducting a matter. A matter you have charged transport fare. So when you look at what we charge as transport fares currently, and you look at what we are going to be spending, because if I'm going to court and I have to buy fuel of 2,000 naira to move my car from where I am to the court, the inconvenience and everything, and I could have actually done that by a call, by a video call. You see that it's cheaper for me. So I don't think increase in charges should be an issue or a challenge to virtual hearing. But what I actually think should be a challenge to virtual hearing is issue of training.
Okay.
You raised an issue here. Do you think that our judiciary is ready? When people talk about virtual hearing, that saying our court should adopt virtual hearing, I laugh. I laugh because the Nigerian courts, this is a court that in hands. Judges still record in long hands.
Yes.
We cannot even record our proceedings in court, whether by audio recordings or video recordings. We have not been able to do that in the past number of years. Now, what we're talking about is a total hog of virtual hearing. So are we actually ready?
Okay.
How about issues like internet interceptions?
Yeah,
like,
the disruptions.
I can just be lost. Do we have a reliable internet like in other
Connection.
countries. Yes, because we all not practice from Lagos. We all not practice from Abuja and Port Harcourt.
Yes.
Some of us will still be in the village. So what
Yes.
happens to the man at around this
At
zone?
Worubi.
At
Yeah.
Woru? You understand?
Customary court. Yeah.
So have we looked at most of this? I think we shouldn't just jump into virtual here. It's a very wonderful idea, but one thing with Nigerians is that we are all ideological. But
Yes.
what of the practicalities of
Yeah.
our discussion?
This is great. Yeah. So let's just get to the next point. This one, I want to talk. JP, please answer this question. In just few months back, there was a call to bar, and some people posted their photo shoot. You know, where we saw people wearing white clothes, blue clothes, red, and whole lot, to take pictures wearing the wig and gown, or the wig in some of the pictures, and it went viral, and people, you know, had to say a whole lot of things. Now, do you think we have reached that stage where there should be a change in our dress code as lawyers?
Well, let me say, I think it's a very good platform.
Yes.
You see, we claim that we have gained independence,
Yes.
but the idea of neo-colonialism is still there.
Yes.
Look at, I stay practice in Abeokuta. You can imagine the sun, the seriousness of the sun down here.
Wow.
Just imagine me putting on a wig and a gown in a weather of over, I don't even know how they measure these degrees. You know, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah. So in the
Now,
hot weather.
What I'm saying in essence is, have you ever considered the rationale behind a judge sitting on a chair for more than 5 hours, adjudicating on different cases, putting on wig, putting on gown? It doesn't make sense. No doubt, yeah, all these things are regulated, that we should be putting on black, our dress code is black, we are to put on this, we are to put on that. But you see, when you don't move with the changing scenario, changing situations, when you don't consider dynamism in the affairs of things, then revolution in any form is bound to take place. What you saw there was actually a form of revolution. Because these young, permit me use the word, these young girls felt, look, I have seen this, there is no rocket science to this thing. It's something I can wear as a lawyer. What makes me a lawyer is the license to practice, not what I'm putting on. I was the secretary, acting secretary of MBA at Abeokuta.
Yes.
The caretaker committee. Under my watch, we were able to arrest two different lawyers, two different fake lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, what is the point? Is it the wig and gown that made them lawyers? It's absolutely not. What made them lawyer is their license to practice as a lawyer, their enrollment, at the Supreme Court of Nigeria to practice as a lawyer, and all other
and the training.
And the training. That's what matters most. So I am not here to advocate, but then because we are people of law, we should always be obedient. If we want to change rules, we should always know how to go about it.
Yes.
I just a little point on the virtual issue.
Okay.
You see, I agree with Nnamdi. Immediately the point came up, I had to go and bring a court process. This is an application before a court on virtual hearing. This, a popular movie director, Obi Emeloye, he is my client. I'm doing one of his cases here. The last flight to Abuja, it was pirated. Something happened to the movie. We've been fighting this case for the past more than 5 years now. We are still in court. Now, Obi Emeloye was to come in and testify last month, October. But he couldn't because of the COVID-19. Because the pandemic is global. Even his worst up there. So now, for him to come in, it wasn't an easy thing because he doesn't want to get himself exposed. Do you know, I filed an application And in Ogun State, we have rules for virtual hearing.
Yeah.
The Chief Judge of Ogun State, you know, a very active woman, quickly put in place a rule, but a senior judge rejected this application. I will use his language. He said, Mr. Man, this is your virtual application. Please, so let it be by the side. Tell your client, look for a way, any means, let him come in. I want to hear him. Yes, he wants to hear him, but we don't always have to allow revolutions or, you know, some things to, you know, always push us to change. Sometimes we always need to be dynamic in what we're doing. You will
and evolve with time.
You need to evolve. Whereby a lawyer is drafting an agreement and still talks here with as social, all this fourth year with hearing after. No, and all those languages, hearing under, hearing within, hearing inside. I mean, all those things, we need to change them. These are Elizabethan English. We have not even sat down. Those people that gave us this thing, are they still with it? They are no more with it. Why are we holding it so tight? So we need to move on. We need to change and move ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, EHT, on the issue of dressing, can you just give me your thoughts on dressing? Just in 1 minute.
Sadly or fortunately, let me say that I belong to the group of persons that still want this dress code to be retained. You understand? I feel we've not come to that level where we can put away the dress code. We have the dress code and we are still battling with fake lawyers here and there. So what happens when we put the dress code away? For now, we say, let's get the fake lawyers flushed out of the system or even reduce the amount of fake lawyers we have. Then we cannot talk about the dress code. For me, looking at the dress code is one of the things that, you know, still make me proud of the profession.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow, that's great.
Seriously, it's one of those that still make me still be proud of the profession because a lot of things have happened. So many, we've lowered our standards so much. You know, sometimes when I appear in court and I am well robed and all that, I feel like I'm on top of the world. You understand? I enjoy it. Even though sometimes the hotness of the weather and how unconducive the courtrooms are. Sometimes it would make me want to throw away the wig and the gown. But then, what I will ask for now is that they make our courtrooms conducive enough so that you can be well robed and you will not be sweating like a Christmas.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, Nnamdi, we're almost concluding. Nnamdi, what do you think the NBA can do to help reduce fake lawyers in our profession? Fake lawyers.
It's painful that so far NBA has no plans to enable us identify lawyers. You know, actually, it's not only a specific problem of NBA. After all, Nigeria doesn't know its citizens. I don't know whether you are aware that there's no document where you can look at and say these are Nigerians. So, but what I think NBA should do, why not give us a standard database? All these things were now playing pranks. This NBA president will create a page on our website, find lawyers. This one will come and remove find lawyers and create this one. This one will create this one. No. Why not get a specific profile of all Nigerian lawyers?
So let me come in here. So you think the NBA seal is not helping in that area of data?
Even some lawyers, the seal doesn't make you a lawyer. Possession of the seal will not automatically make you a lawyer. Then not being in possession of the seal will also not make a lawyer a non-lawyer. You understand? There's an issue at the CC, I'm sorry to raise this here. We are a lawyer who was unable to pay to get the seal. Now had to get the seal through the black market. I don't know whether to say he fought it or something. I don't want to use strong words here. So, but he got the seal through the back door. Now he used it on a document at the CC and issue the judge there raised the issue. Now, does the not having the fact that this lawyer doesn't have the seal,
Yes.
does it not mean that he's not a lawyer? Because you know there are two major issues when it comes to that seal.
Yeah.
One is becoming a lawyer, which once you're a lawyer for life.
Nice.
Unless there is another, maybe your name is struck off the roll. Then there's this issue of being licensed to practice.
Practice.
Because if I'm a lawyer and I didn't pay my practicing fee, I am still a lawyer.
Yes.
Probably I'm not licensed to practice
For
the year.
That year.
You understand? So the seal, the essence of the seal is not actually to regulate fake lawyers. I think lawyers should know this. The seal is not to regulate fake lawyers. The seal is to regulate lawyers who are not licensed to practice for the year. I don't know if you understand. That's why the seal has expiry date. That's the only justification for the expiry date. So that if I paid for 2020, I cannot use my practice license of 2020 to practice 2021.
21.
I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
If not, the seal ought to be once you pay for seal, you've paid for seal.
You have paid for
but because the seal is there to regulate license to practice for the year, that's why it should expire after that year. So FBA should find a way to regulate infiltration. There are a lot of, in fact, we're even talking of those who are practicing as lawyers. What of those who in different villages are answering barristers?
Barristers.
There are a lot of all these, we call them charge and bail. There are a lot of these charge and bails. They'll go to the village and answer barristers. They will not get some matters, charge the matters and give to some of our colleagues. You understand?
I appreciate you on this. So, JP, on the issue of fake lawyers, I want to ask you, if, for example, you are in a matter wherein your classmate, maybe at the university, is on the other side, and you are aware that this classmate, or you're not too sure that this classmate was called to the Nigerian bar. So at that point, what do you think you can do?
It's an obligation on every lawyer.
Okay.
Except you don't consider it a changing
or a duty
model, where somebody who has not passed through what you passed through, somebody who has not gotten what you've gotten, will come in and be practicing. Yeah, the affinity is there, the friendship is there. I told you when I just acted as a acting secretary of MBA in Abeokuta.
Yeah.
We arrested two fake lawyers. Now, you see, it's all about being proactive. In all honesty, a fake lawyer is a fake lawyer. Let me tell you the truth. As a lawyer who has paid his due, you will know when who is appearing on the other side is not a lawyer. You know the kind of language a non-lawyer can use.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know. So it's when I see a classmate who has not calling him, let me tell you, calling him to warn him to stop will not stop it. Because he will not tell me that he did not know the implication of what he's doing before he got into it. As far as you are not called and you are parading yourself as a lawyer who has been called, to the bar, and yet you are not, I would definitely report you to the bar. I would definitely get you, arrested by the Nigerian police. It's an obligation. It's a duty. That person at that point is an impostor, and it's a crime. And the law requires, good citizens to, be up and doing. You report anywhere you see any element of crime. So when you see somebody, trying to, look up, be something that he is not, that's a crime. You should be proactive and report. I would definitely report.
Thank you very much. So on last note, just one more question, which every one of us will say something about it. Do you think lawyers who are not paying salaries to their juniors or people working for them are doing the right thing? Or do you think salaries should be paid in every law firm? So, can you just start this and round up with that?
for me, it depends. It depends. There's this thing about paying salaries, law firms who pay salaries. When they pay you salary, they would want to tie you down. They wouldn't want you to do your thing and all that. So for me, I've always preferred, don't pay me, just give me what is due to me, my professional fees and all that. Allow me do my thing. Let me explore. I am not one of those who would want to be kept at a place. You pay me like say 30, 40, 50,000, and you want me to come to work by 8, and stay till 6 p.m. You understand? So for me, I just want to be free. Just give me what you do to me, and then allow me. When I have my stuff, I go run around, do my thing, and all that. And for me, that is it. So I don't.
Okay, thank you very much. So now the ones that take on lawyers paying salary, and for those who are not paying, like just giving out appearance fee.
Okay. I for one, I'll have I have a different view.
Okay.
I think lawyers who work in a firm should be paid.
Okay.
There's been this argument that no lawyer can pay a lawyer. You understand?
Yeah.
The only reason, like the last speaker, Lady Hechi said, that we make her uncomfortable is somebody is paying you 30, 40K. That's not a salary.
Yes.
Yes.
Because she wants to be free to do her PP.
Yes. The only reason she wants to do that thing because what she's getting is not worth it. So how about we discuss paying her what she's worth? Okay. Can we imagine a situation where EH is in a law firm and the law firm pays her 350, 400K a month?
Yes.
I don't know if you understand. She may not want to run around for most of this thing she's seeing. So I think we should be discussing firms paying well. How do we do that? We should ensure the quality of firms, the quality regulation of firms. Because what will now see, that's a discussion for another day. Let me stop here. Because when we go to your firms, NBA should really look at those things. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So JP, what's your take on lawyers paying salaries and issue of appearance fee?
Let me take up from where Namdi stopped, talking about a regulation of a law firm.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's very, very important. Now, why will a firm want to pay a lawyer 30,000 naira? Would that buy a suit?
Oh, sure. That's what we are talking about.
Well, some law firms are still paying 15,000.
Let me talk about this. You see, it's not all about giving appearance fees. You see, this work is a craft. You need to learn it. No matter your brilliance, you may express your you may be intelligent. So if you don't know proceed, if you don't have the craft of this lawyering, you will mess up the whole thing. It's not all about giving them their appearances. When you have a junior, I have 2 juniors, for instance. Let me give you an instance. One is on salary, the other is not. The reason why you are not on salary is because I will tell you, my friend, what you need to understand is the moment I start paying you salary, you become a secondary slave to me. You just need to come up. And when lawyers are being paid salary, they forget to know that they need to learn the work and move ahead with their lives. This work, you are not trained to be an employee.
Okay.
Law practice, you are not trained to be an employee. No.
You're trained to be on your own.
You are trained to be a resource person yourself.
Okay.
I give you an instance. There are quite a number of our classmates who have advanced in different areas of life.
Areas of law, yeah.
I give you an instance. In my class now, I have Kema.
Yeah.
He's a guru when it comes to oil and gas.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who have mastered so many things in oil and gas.
Yeah.
But most times when we're having lectures, our lecturers have to stand down their lectures, ask Kema to, give us lecture on certain areas of oil and gas.
Yeah.
I'm not praising him, he is not here, but I'm just telling you what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's important for lawyers to not just train other lawyers. You equip them.
Yeah.
When you just don't close anything, you should be proud that some people are coming from you. Look at Ganifa Weyemi. If you come to Ogun State, a number of judges, a number of lawyers, most senior advocates all came from Ganifa Weyemi. That is resolve. He has equipped them. Rotimi Williams, he has equipped. They have gone. This work is all about survival. People have to succeed you. You have to leave a stage at a point. So if you don't equip them to be able to take, the mantle and continue where you stopped, then we're all losing it, and the profession is going down daily.
Going down.
So that's
I appreciate. I wish you can continue the discussion, but our time is of essence. I will invite you in another session as time goes on, because I feel I should be doing this once in a month, involving our classmates, those that have gone ahead of us, those in the same level with us, those that are coming up, so that the different views will help in the development of the law. I want to say thank you. I wish you well in your endeavors. I wish you well in your family. In the end, I will say, may God bless your practice. So friends, this is where we're going to cut it short. I'm your host, Mercy. I had JP Ogubara. JP is in Obiokuta doing this practice. I have Ihechi Mrs. She's in Abuja, Nasarawa too, doing her practice. And I have my big bro, Namdi Okafor. Namdi is in Olu, in Imo State, between Olu and Owerri, doing his practice. They've all shared their views on the various issues we have discussed. So keep following this channel. Subscribe to this channel. You have not subscribed, click the like button, share this video, and hit the notification bell. So whenever we drop a new video, you'll get notified. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. So bye-bye for now. Thank you. Well, you know that this interaction will be uploaded on YouTube on our channel. So it's a great pleasure to see you here. Yeah, it's a very great pleasure.
Pleasure to be here.
This is Lawyers Info Hub, and as you know, I'm Mercy. This is a platform where I try to teach law in a little capacity, I'm not perfect, I don't know it all, but I feel the little tips I teach here can help someone there to become a better lawyer. I share life experiences, I bring people to talk about any aspect of law or anything I feel that will help a practitioner, a law student to appreciate this practice and this profession and to do it excellently. You're all known as the legal queen. So the legal queen, you're welcome to Lawyers Info Hub. We appreciate you for coming.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So friends, our guest is Ifoma Ben. She's the convener of the Legal Business Network. She has been doing great. Search for her, the Legal Queen, Instagram, everywhere. She's been doing so well. She's one of those ladies that I look up to, if you don't mind, she's doing great. So, Ma, we welcome you and thank you for honoring this invitation, even though it was on a short notice. I thank you. So, today we are just looking at starting up a law practice. And when I thought about this topic, I felt, who do I call? Who do I reach out to? I said, well, I know I can reach out to you because you have gone through a process and now you are in a position to teach others, share your life experience, share the pathway, for some other people who are coming through that route, so they will understand what they are going through and what they will go through and what is obtainable. So starting off, the first question I will ask you is, at what point do you think one can start up his or her practice?
Okay, thank you for that question. In the first place, there's no hard and fast rule as to when you should start, but
Okay.
there are certain things you must put into consideration
Okay.
before you start up. I also think it's more appropriate when you have some sort of pupillage at the early stage of your practice.
Practice.
It helps to prepare you to start up your own practice, at least pass through a mentor,
Okay.
learn some things, ask questions, then you now be able to use that experience to build your own practice. So no particular age, but I would say you must have maybe like 5 years at the bar. Within that period, you would have done a number of things, a number of transactions, and also other forms of dispute resolution, litigation, and other forms of dispute resolutions. Then you have some sort of experience to be able to now run a law firm, because running a law firm is not an easy task. It is something just like running a business. So there are various aspects. So there are so many things you must put into consideration before you start.
Okay.
Because when you are running a business, as a law practice, or rather run your law practice as a business, you have to have experience as to how to run a business. It's not just opening up an office. So you have to also know some business skills to be able to run that practice efficiently and also profitably. So if you're in business and you're not making profit, then you're not in business.
Yeah, for someone out there who wants to start up a practice, you've learned now that you must know how to run it efficiently and profitably, so that it will not be a caricature, you know. Okay, you mentioned issue of pupillage, you know, and you know, most people are not patient enough to learn. I know the learning process is not easy. So for someone who maybe is beginning to practice 2 years, 3 years, and it feels like I can no longer cope with the star and man. I feel I've learned a lot to, you know, go and start up my own practice. Are you telling the person now to have more patience, or are you saying you can start up at 3 years, at least?
Okay. Like I said earlier, there's no hard and fast rule as to how old you should be at the bar. So you can be a year old, but what the transactions you have been involved in, or the kind of practice areas you've been exposed to, you would have had enough experience to be able to at least start up something. So I might still be like 3 years or 4 years without really learning enough. So it depends on individual capabilities. There are people who learn fast. There are people who learn fast. Like within a year, you must have learned maybe some things. But ideally, 3, 4, 5 years should be within that period. You have learned so much that you can now set up and be able to build. So, but if you think that within 2 years you have learned enough and be able to really start up and run it profitably, then you can go ahead. But like I said, there are various aspects to running a law firm, and the requisite experience is what will help you to make it profitable.
Thank you very much. So what are those challenges that one will experience in setting up a law firm? What are those challenges? You know, as a young lawyer, as an old lawyer who wants to start up, what are those challenges that the person should open his or her mind to, knowing that, in setting up, these are things I can face? So what are those challenges?
In setting up a law practice, there are certain things you must put in place.
Okay.
For me, I'm an advocate of running a law practice as a business. If you look at how the law profession, maybe the legal profession started, we see it as a noble profession, and we don't really see it as a business. So it's a profession, but it's a business.
Okay.
So I am an advocate of running a law practice as a business. Then business skills and principles must apply here.
Okay.
So you must have your business plan. So in business plan, I didn't say you should have like a 10-page document that says maybe a lot of grammar and all that, but at least you should have a plan as to how you want to run that business. So if you are going to set up a physical office, what is your preferred location? Who is your ideal client? And where are they located? And if you are going to set up this plan, who are you targeting and where can you find them? So location is also very important in setting up a business.
Yes.
So that location where you have to site your office or your law firm. So even if you maybe as a young lawyer, you want to run it virtually or maybe have a home office, it's also good to have a place where you can have meetings maybe with clients and all that. So you should have that in mind. And these are the things you have to plan ahead. So, and you also look at it whether you want to be a solopreneur, you want to run it as a single person, like a sole proprietor, or you want to employ staff. So if you want to employ staff, you also have it as part of your plan. Then what would be the period or rather the age of these people that you want to employ? Maybe is a year-old lawyer, 2 years old, 3 years old. Then what will be the salary that you offer them? You have sufficient businesses or sufficient clients to make money to be able to pay them. So these are the things you need to consider. And also, in running a law firm, there are bills you have to pay. So you need light, for instance, to
run,
be able to run. Yes. So are you going to rent an office where you have all those
facilities?
All those facilities maybe. Yes, maybe you have the power holding, you have also generator running in the office, and so many other things. Internet. So in this 21st, you don't have somebody in the 80s who is not techie savvy. So if you are running your law practice in the 21st century, you must be techie savvy. You must be able to use modern technologies to be able to
efficiently carry out.
Efficiently serve your clients. So these are areas you need to look at. So you need to look at what will be your monthly expenses and what's likely going to be your monthly income. Who are your clients and how much are they likely to pay? So if you are in this business now and you are going to calculate how much it will be to pay your office rent, to run your to pay maybe service charge for electricity, water, internet, and some other things that you need to really use to effectively run this practice. So you must put all those things into consideration. Know what your expected income is, know what your expected expenditure is, and now know how to balance it. So
wonderful. This is nice. This is good. You've really broken it down. Now, law practice involves a whole lot of research, because there might be briefs that you don't know about or you don't know anything about, and you need to maybe brace up to say, let me take a bite at it. So in terms of material, research, law reports, textbooks, to help your practice, what is your advice to a young person or any lawyer who is starting up? How can he assess this, considering the cost involved? What are those things he can do to, reduce the cost, but assess these materials for his or her practice?
Okay, that's also very important, because in our practice, in our profession, in our law business, we do a lot of research, and we're actually being paid for talking and writing. So are being paid for talking and writing. You write briefs, your draft contracts and all that, or you go and represent your clients in court. So basically talking and writing, and most times you it is normally said that a good lawyer is not somebody who knows all the law, but who knows where to find the law.
Yeah.
So yes, and that also envisages some sort of research. So the 21st century law practice has made things a lot more easier. If you are internet compliant, you'll be able to reach out to have access to a number of materials. So many materials you can have access to using the internet. And also, you'll be able to also access law reports online. So there is this, you have Law Pavilion, you have Nigerian Weekly Law Reports, NWLR online. So there are weekly subscriptions, there are monthly subscriptions, there are also yearly subscriptions. So depending on your financial capability, you can look at maybe some of these things and look at the one that will suit you. So I normally do, I have Law Pavilion law reports, the live access with my own personal laptop, and also for the associates in the firm, and also the Nigerian Weekly Law Reports online. Because most times I see that as a 21st century lawyer, a techie savvy lawyer, I don't have to just use one whole room to have law reports and law books. Then if I have to travel for a case in Abuja and I will have to use one briefcase to pack law reports, when I can just have all the law reports in my laptop, and even while in court, I can still do my research and also be making references to law reports. So it's a lot more easier in the 21st century because you have technological tools that you can use to make your practice much more effective and even make it more profitable. So I enjoy young lawyers using these legal tools.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you a proponent of a sole proprietorship or partnership? As a young lawyer who is starting up, do you advise the person to start up as a sole proprietor or to form a partnership with friends, or senior colleagues, when starting up? What's your take on this?
Okay, in respect of the structure, it also depends on individual preferences. So there are people, there are even some senior lawyers who, no matter how much they have made, they are still the principal partner and the other people are associates. So it depends on individuals, but in this 21st century, partnership is the best, is the best form. But depending on your exposure or your experience or your ability to really get somebody that you can partner with, you might consider starting up to run your firm, and also look at other people you can collaborate with in the future. So even if you start up as a sole proprietor, you can still establish a partnership in the future. So you look at it's a matter of preference, for instance, and also the available resources, and being able to get somebody who has the same vision with you. You really cannot partner with everybody. So there are people you may not be able to work efficiently with. So you have to really look for a way to work it out, whether it can be an immediate plan or a future plan. So even if you start as a sole proprietor, you might have in view to build a partnership in the future.
Now, do you encourage lawyers to freelance? Freelancing. Do you encourage that? Freelancing, no physical office, you're over everywhere, looking for briefs, looking for clients, no structure, no physical office. Do you encourage that? Freelancing. Do you encourage that?
Well, it also depends on certain circumstances, but I would rather prefer for lawyers as professionals to really build a structured business. So every business, for it to, if you really have plans to grow that business, then there has to be a structure. So if you're talking about freelancing, how long do you want to continue to be a freelancer? Unless it's something you just want to be doing for the moment while you have a bigger picture, while you plan for the future. But I really advise for someone to have a structure. So even if you are starting up as a sole proprietor, you can have a structure. That structure could be that even if you don't have money to rent your own office, you can even have a shared office. There are people who have who rent maybe like a 3-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment, have a common conference room, and have maybe like a large area where they have as their own maybe office spaces, or you know, where they operate from. So maybe they have clients, they can meet them in the conference room. With that, you can start building and start planning for the future. You know, it also, the way you structure your business also helps to attract clients. So if a client knows maybe that you are just somebody who every day you go to maybe a nearby magistrate and you are only waiting for overnight for them to for maybe to bring people who are just arrested on the streets and all that, and all you care about is to apply for bail. Then these are the kind of clients you will attract. And if you are even making, because they actually make money too, but is that how you want to run your practice? So you can also, if that is your area of interest, maybe you are interested in criminal litigation, if you build a structure in your business, you'll be able to attract fast briefs, not just those overnight briefs, and come overnight maybe inmates and that are charged to court. Just all you care about is to come and apply for bail, get that money, and next time you are looking for another client to approach. So I would advise that you build a structured business. It will help to it will help in your career growth, because you really need to. You don't just have to keep on applying
for bail.
For bail every day of your life. You don't know any other thing about bail application. Is that how you intend to be a senior advocate? Is that how you intend to be a commercial lawyer, a transactional lawyer? Is that how you intend to attract oil and gas briefs or maritime briefs or high profile international clients who want to set up their business and run it in Nigeria? So you need to really think about what you want to build, what you want to be in the future, how you want to build your business. 5 years from now, where do you want to see yourself? So have that long-term plan.
I thank you. You're really talking like the legal queen you are. Thank you very much. Now, as a female lawyer who have started your own office, your own practice, were there challenges that you faced when you started up as a female lawyer, as a woman, you know? So let's go there. What were those things?
Well, nothing good comes easy. Yes, nothing good comes easy. If you really want to build something good, if you really want to really make impact, then you must be ready to face the challenge, whatever it is. So as a woman who is running a law firm, and we also have associates in the firm, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. So, you know, at the beginning, you really have to work. In fact, entrepreneurs are, you must be hardworking to be an entrepreneur. So, as someone who is just starting a practice, money might not just start coming.
Yes.
So you have bills to pay. and you have salaries to pay. So how will the money come? So you really have to work for it to come.
Yeah.
So I really had to work around the clock. I really used to work around the clock. I had to build my visibility. I was I tried to really be visible on social media, let people know who I am, what I do, and what services I can render. So, you know, you market yourself. I know people say maybe lawyers, because of what the RPC says, advertising. There is a difference between advertising and marketing.
Yeah.
So if I'm here in Lagos, if somebody in let's say in China wants to set up a business here, he's not here in Lagos to know who I am or to know my capability. I have to be visible to be able to get attracted to him or her, to engage me, to render a service. So you really have to, as a young lawyer, if you want to really run your practice and run it profitably, you have to work on your online visibility. Build your website. I have my personal website, iformaben.com. I have my firm's website, eminentsolicitors.com. I also have legalbiznetwork.com, which is a platform that I use to service entrepreneurs and startups specifically, which is different from the law firm, Eminent Solicitors. So you have to really be visible. What does your LinkedIn profile say about you? So there was one experience I had sometime last year. I updated my LinkedIn profile and updated my areas of expertise, international intellectual property, data protection, technology law, and all that. And just a week after then, I got about 2 or 3 invites for international conference. And that was how I was invited to speak in Dubai in an IP conference, because I added IP as part of my areas of expertise. So you really need to work on your visibility, your online visibility, your LinkedIn for particularly, because as a lawyer, your LinkedIn profile is very important. You have to work on your LinkedIn profile. And other social media platforms. Yes, depending on who your ID clients are and where they can be found. So you also put out content. So content creation and content marketing has really helped my practice a lot. So as a young lawyer who was starting out then, I got a number of clients from social media because of clients who engaged with my content online, and they were able to give me briefs, and that's how I started building up my clientele. So it's very important that you build your online visibility.
Wow, Legal Queen, I must say that I appreciate our friendship, you know, and knowing you, you've always been a hardworking lady right from school, and I must say, may God increase you more and more, you know, because the energy with which you are saying all this, I know that whoever will watch this video and is watching this video will catch the vibes, you know, and go forth and begin to practicalize all that we are saying here. Now, you've almost answered all my questions about prospecting, because you talked about prospecting for new clients and all of that. I'm very, 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 very happy. And now, in terms of managing relationship with associates, you know, as a lawyer who is starting up, and at the end of the day, maybe you have all it takes to employ people, what do you advise, or how will I put it? What's your take on employee-employer relationship? What's your advice on that? For someone who has all it takes to start up, employ people, what's your advice on the employer-employee relationship? You know, because we've had cases where lawyers say a whole lot about their bosses. You are now a boss, you know. So how do you manage the relationship?
Okay, a very good question.
Yeah.
So, in the first place, I would say there has to be a cordial relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, there has to be a cordial relationship between the employer and the employee.
Yeah.
For me, my associates are my colleagues. They are my friends. And that doesn't also stop me from correcting them. We learn every day. In fact, we are organizing, our firm is one of our sister companies is organizing a conference, a legal business conference, which is coming up next month. And we are really doing a lot to work on it and other things. So, and I call, we have meetings to discuss, and I share, in fact, if they make, I also value their opinions a lot.
Okay.
I can agree with them, I can disagree. If they have superior arguments, why not? All I need is, if you think it's this way, I'll ask you, okay, why do you think we should do it this way rather than this way?
Hey.
So if you give me sufficient reasons, I can drop my own idea and we'll go with yours, provided that we have seen that your own idea is the best in the circumstance. So I call them my friends, my colleagues. That also doesn't stop me from correcting them when they go wrong, because I also see that I owe them the duty of putting them through, directing them, also as a mentor, not just as a boss or as their employer. So if they don't get things right, I would correct. I would critically analyze everything that is done. Correct. If it means coding, I for them to know it, I can do that. But you also correct with love. So if I see that you're not getting it right, I can call you and say, okay, what is the challenge? What are you what are you really having any challenge in this area? Share with me. Are you having any problem with your personal life? We discussed it could be that somebody is under pressure, or someone is having some family issues and all that, and because of that, the person is not able to deliver. But by the time you share this and possibly calm the person down, discuss, okay, it's going to be fine and all that, and the person has a relaxed mind.
Yeah.
So basically, a cordial atmosphere, having a cordial relationship helps a lot in employer-employee relationship, and also the environment has to really be friendly. So because if it is toxic, then you won't get the best out of the employee.
Wow. This is really great. This is awesome. This is I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot as a person, and I know that whoever is watching this video will also learn a lot. So just in a few seconds, tell us about Legal Business Network, because I'm so interested in that, Just tell me about it.
Very excited to talk about it.
So just tell us about it so that a lot of people can follow you and know what's happening and can grow. Because I see that what you're doing is more beyond helping people build businesses. It's also more about mentorship. It's also more about encouraging the young lawyers out there to pattern their practice, in as a business. So just tell us about it. Tell us about it as we close, Okay, you're listening to you.
Legal Business Network is an organization set up to help, primarily to help startups and entrepreneurs build legally protected businesses.
Okay.
But now we have expanded to organizing events for lawyers, and particularly young lawyers who are interested in practicing law as a business, in running their law practice as a business. So, as the aspect of startup entrepreneurs, we educate them on the legal aspect of business and help them avoid legal mistakes in business so that they can build more profitable businesses. Then on the aspect of what we do for young lawyers, especially, we organize events legal business summit where we educate young lawyers on the emerging areas and maybe what their career goals are and how they can actually achieve those goals. So, as a young lawyer, target for them is to be through our event, legal business conference, which is coming up soon for the year 2021. We are focusing on the entertainment industry. The theme is entertainment, law, and business issues and opportunities. And in that conference, we are going to be looking at the what the entertainment industry is and the issues and opportunities there, and the role lawyers can play in the entertainment industry, and other areas also we are going to consider. So, such events that we organize from time to time, whether online, we organize both physical and online events, and those events are geared at helping lawyers build more profitable law practice. Last year, we focused on technology, leveraging technology to build a profitable law practice. And it was so exciting. It was awesome. It's held in Lagos here at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So it was really awesome. So from time to time, we organize these events, most of which are free events, both online and physical events. And this also helps to equip lawyers with the necessary skills they need to know to run their law practice as a business.
Wow, Legal Queen, you're doing so well. I must commend you. You know, it's a different thing that you have the knowledge and you want to share, and it's also a different thing that you have the knowledge and you don't want to share. You know, but you have decided to share your knowledge you have so that the young ones coming after us can be better equipped, because this is our profession. We have to build it. This is our profession. We have to, you know, bring it to that international standard, you know, that other countries have brought here. And by the time we place it up there, we can benefit from it. I must thank you for honoring this invitation. Despite your tight schedule, I know that subsequently we'll do a whole lot together. I thank you for all you do.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate your time. I appreciate it. Despite everything, you still made it. I am very grateful. So friends, if you're watching Lawyers Info Hub and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're thinking. Better hit that subscribe button. Share this video. I know the tips we have shared in this video today will help you become a better lawyer, will help you become an exceptional lawyer, an excellent lawyer in your practice. And just join me to thank our guest, Ifoma Ben. Please follow her on her social media platforms and see what she's doing, because I know she's doing a great job. And please share this video. Tell your friends about Lawyers Info Hub. And I know that you will always watch her for our next video. So thank you, Legal Queen. Thank you for all you do, and may God bless you. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lawyers Info Hub. I'm yours truly, Mercy. This platform is a platform that is born out of passion to teach, passion to reach out in our own little way to help grow the legal profession. I am glad to have you here. So today, basically, we'll be talking about how the women or the female lawyers can excel in this profession. Friends, if you are a returning subscriber to this channel, I appreciate you. If you are new here, please subscribe to this channel, because I know this video will teach you a lot. If you have not yet subscribed, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, so that once we drop a video, you can be notified. Today, I have a wonderful women here, great women doing exploits in their fields. They are all lawyers, you know. I'm glad to have them. I have Victoria. Victoria is a wonderful lady. She's also a lawyer. She's on her own. She's a mother. She's a seasoned lawyer. and she's also an author. She's doing great. I have Mrs. Tinuke. Tinuke is also in Abuja. She's a lawyer. She works in a high-profile law office. She's doing great in her own area. I have Adako. Ada is also in Lagos here. She's on her own. She's set up her own. She's doing great in the real estate sector. So I have these wonderful women here who will join me in this conversation. So the conversation begins. I welcome you all and I appreciate you for coming. It's an honor which I do not take for granted. So I want to start with Victoria. Victoria, do you think women should do better than the male folk in the legal profession? Do you think women should do better than the male folk in the legal profession? Please, what's your thoughts on this?
Well,
Please, you have to speak up because we're not hearing you. Speak up.
okay.
Yes.
I said for me,
Okay.
my is that I'm not in competition with them.
Okay.
I'm not in competition. You know, the cloud is too big to accommodate the birds. Okay. And I believe the world is too big to accommodate everybody. You know, this whole idea of men, women, and all the struggles that we see, you know, I want to believe that I'm not in competition with men. In my career, is about women should do better. It's not about women, men thing. It's about the individual. You get it? So if a woman does what is required, she will definitely do well. If a man does what is required, he will do well. So for me, there's no competition. It shouldn't even be an issue. That's my take on that.
Victoria,
Hello, you get me?
Yeah, I got you to the point that the cloud is big enough for everyone and that you're not in competition with anybody.
Okay, the thing seems to be breaking. I said for me, there is no competition. Like if a woman does what is required to succeed, then she will do well as if a man does what is required. So the mere fact that you're a woman or you're a man, you know, in the legal profession doesn't guarantee your success rates. So for me, it shouldn't be an issue.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. So can I want to ask Ada a question now. Ada, can you hear me? Yeah, hello, Ada.
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you.
Okay. What are those challenges you think women face in the legal profession? What are those challenges you think that women face in the legal profession that can slow their practice down, that can slow the pace of their practice?
Okay. For me, I'll talk from a very personal experience.
Okay.
And I think that's for me and some of my friends. I think one of the things that slow women down in the profession is marriage and childbearing.
Oh.
Yes, because for some women, there's this conflict of, oh, will I be there for my children?
Okay.
Will I have to, especially, okay, like I used to be a litigation lawyer. Okay. And I worked in a full litigation firm. So sometimes I can be in 3 courts in a day. That means because of where I live, I have to be on the island, as in I have to leave my home as early as 5 to meet up to beat traffic and be in court before 9. Yeah, so when I had my first daughter, I felt like, yeah, where will I drop this child? As in if I have to leave as early as 5. So that and because of the numerous stories we get to hear about caregivers and all that, I had that restriction. I had that conflict of interest. Like the child didn't beg me for her to come to the world. I chose to bring her to the world. So I have to make the shifts. So for me, that was where I decided to step back a little from the work environment. And I started building up on my own. So that process of you building up, unlike if you were working in an established firm, by now you'd have either gotten promoted to head of chambers, partner and all that. But right now you have to start afresh. You have to start building up all over again. You have to start gaining the trust of clients and all that. So sometimes, and there's a limit to the type of job you can take because you want to be there for the children. So I think it's those early
marriage
years
and childbearing.
Yes. I won't really say marriage. I won't really say marriage. I will say childbearing. Those early years of childbearing. Because if I would say marriage, after that early stage of childbearing, if you have a supportive spouse, the sky is just the beginning. The kickoff. Yes. So for me, that is one of the things I feel that is a challenge for women.
For women. Thank you very much. So back to Tinuke. Tinuke, can you hear me? Hello, Tinuke?
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you loud and clear.
So what other challenges do you think women that affects women that slow down the pace of their practice in the legal profession?
One of the other challenges that make women not to excel in the profession, I would go for a poor mindset. Not having that resilient spirit, because if you want to be in practice, in active practice, you have to have that mindset and understand that you have a passion. So not having that poor mindset and also not having the passion, because if you have a passion for something, then even when a tough time comes, you remind yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I have to wake up very early? Why do I have to study 100 books of files and go to court the next day and tell the judge and them to grant my order and all that? So for me, when the passion is not there, there's that opportunity, there's that opening door to like lose interest and just give up. So for me, it's really key to maintain that mindset of can-do attitude, can-do spirit, positive mindset, and just keep going. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So the resilient spirit is what a woman needs to forge ahead in this practice. Okay, now back to you, Victoria. Victoria, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Do you think women are being discriminated against in this profession? From your experience.
That's very obvious, you know.
Wow.
That's obvious. Even though, well, will I say, personally, I've not experienced it, but we see it every day. We see it every day, even in the highest rank that we imagine that such things shouldn't exist. And in fact, recently, a judge appealed and wrote a petition that she was sidelined when she was supposed to make the chief judge. Yes, and that should be like this. We get it so against, you know. But then I like the fact that we are not folding our hands, as we may not take it like no. We are putting in the and it's so bad. It's so bad because we are second-hand citizens. They don't look at you like you have that issue of the gender identity is really a big challenge in the society. You know, even and when we see it among the educated ones is so heart-wrenching, you know. It's so sad. Now imagine among the elites, talk more of what will be happening among the illiterates. Get the point. They just feel that because you're a woman, there are just some limitations, and I refuse to see it. I refuse to see it. I refuse to see it.
Yeah.
I have a friend that works in a corporate establishment.
Okay.
And she was the secretary. She was the secretary of that. It's a microfinance. She was the secretary, and you need to hear her complain. Like they might be having a board meeting, and someone will come in, greet every other person, and behave like she's non-existent just because she's a lady. You get it, and she's just a young lady holding that position, and it's so glaring. And at a point, she had to start fighting back. Like someone will come. She said that if someone comes greet and doesn't greet her, she would just have to boldly and openly tell the guy, please, I'm here. I'm a human being. So, you know, it can be so annoying. So if you are not a confident person, sorry, if you're not a confident lady, you might go back to cry. But for people like us, we fear no evil. We just tell you as it is. So discrimination is still a problem in the profession.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So back to you, Ada. Ada, what advice do you have for women who want to start up? Because you've started up and you are doing great. So what advice can you give from your experiences to women or the female folk who want to start up on their own? So can I hear you on this?
Okay, like Tinu said earlier, the passion and the resilience has to be there.
Okay.
As in you don't live with excuses. The world doesn't give you what you deserve. You fight for it.
Okay.
So for women who want to go back into the profession, as in after the startup on their own, they need to know that there is work to do. In short, you're going to work twice as much than when you're working for someone else. Okay. Because when you're working for someone else, you know that you're resuming 8, you're closing 5, or you're closing 6, or some weekends you're off. But trust me, when you're working for yourself, you work Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Then sometimes when the children are fast asleep, that's when you have time to work. You stay awake almost all night. Then you resume your morning duties. So you just need to be determined. You need to be resilient. You need to get ready for the work. And you need to know that you need to fight for what is yours. When I mean fight, I don't mean physical fight, but you need to settle it in your heart that I'm going for this and I'm going to get it. And you don't get discouraged, because trust me, there are a lot of things to discourage you. You don't get discouraged. You don't get discouraged with the first setback. You don't get discouraged with second setback. You go down, you can go back, you can cry, you can drink a cup of tea, maybe a cup of cappuccino or something, but you must wake up the next morning and tell yourself, I'm going to do this and I'm going to win. So the first thing is settle it within your mind that I'm going to make a difference in this profession. I'm going to set up one of the best law practices. You just have to tell yourself you're going to do it, and you have to push yourself. Get ready to work. They say if wishes were horses, men will fly. So trust me, this is not a wish, it's work, serious work. So you just need to get ready to do the work. And all I know is that Apollos planted, somebody watered, and God gives the increase. So that's my advice.
Thank you very much. So back to you, Tinu. Tinu, can you hear me?
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Now, I've noticed that women, they tend to stay longer in an establishment, rather than the male folk. You see, a woman can stay 10 years, 15 years, 7 years, 5 years in a particular place. Well, I can be wrong, but I've noticed it. So why do you think, what makes women stay in a particular place, be it a law office, be it an organization, longer than the male folk? I might be wrong, but this is what I feel. So why do you think what do you think women can stay longer? Let's put it that way. And what makes them stay longer in a particular employment?
Well, the question is quite an interesting one. Thank you. But I think it comes from a different perspective. Everybody has their own reasons why they would stay in an establishment. It could be affirmation from the boss.
Okay.
It could be that the boss is very, very encouraging. The boss doesn't see sexes. He doesn't see whether you're male or female. If there's a case in Zamfara or if there's a case in Makurdi, he gives you the file. Go and deal with it. Go to court. He's not going to say, oh, she has a baby. You know, he just treats you like the male. Some women stay. It could be the pay rise. It could be they have a certain provisions for staff.
Okay.
Monetary, health. You know, they help them with their health insurance. You know, it ranges. There are many reasons why a person would stay. But if we're looking at who makes a better boss or who makes a better, would I say, leader, for me, I'm not going to come like a feminist, but women too are good leaders and they are good bosses as well, if given the opportunity. Okay. Yes, there's a maternity issue. There's the issue of, okay, she may be the weaker vessel, wherein some people believe that. Yeah. But believe it or not, women are taking leadership positions in their stride. And we've seen in our profession, senior advocates of Nigeria who are female, they've distinguished themselves and they stand out and they keep going and going and going, and there's no limit for them. And they are absolutely smashing it every day. So despite what people think or whether or not they feel like a woman is a better leader or not, as a leader, each person has to know that you have to go extra mile, even 10 miles. And a leader is not even a normal person. They are extra people. Like, they think outside the box, they see possibilities. And then I was looking at a 2015 report, and it says that over like a research of like 40 years, women are likely to focus on building employee engagement in their workplace. They're likely to foster relationships with the clients. This doesn't mean that men cannot do that, but there's this ability to groom, to water, to stay with it, and to push when it comes to women. Good at management as well. Okay. So for me, I think that women can be better. They can be better bosses if given the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Victoria, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This question is directed to you. Can you hear me? Hello, Victoria.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you think women can make better judges, magistrates? You know, do you think women can be better magistrates or judges? What's your take on this?
I can. I didn't get it.
Do you think women can be better judges, better magistrates? You know.
It broke up.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Repeat the question, please.
Do you think women can be better judges or magistrates? Do you think they have what it takes to be better judges, better magistrates, and all that? You know, what's your take on this?
The audio is
okay. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello?
Breaking. I didn't get the question. Sorry.
Okay. I said, do you think women can be better judges or magistrates? Do you think they are better at the bench, women?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
It keeps breaking. Yes, it keeps breaking.
It keeps breaking. Okay. I was asking whether you think women can be better judges, better magistrates.
So do I think that women
are better judges? Yeah, better judges and magistrates. I know.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Be better magistrates and judges, right?
Yeah. Hello?
insane and so many other factors.
Okay.
You get the point. Now, I've judges.
Okay.
And that's, you know.
Okay.
If as a woman, then, I mean, the beauty bringing them is beyond words. In the same vein, if you are just there in a very, you still see such people.
Okay, moving down to.
So I can't say that a woman can be a better judge and a better magistrate if she does what is done. You have to know. I mean, you have to know the law, and you just have to know your opponents. But I tell you, I really see some women that are magistrate that each time you think of for their court, just want to plan. I don't know. So it's just so we have the good ones and we have the not so good ones. I won't say that, but also,
yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Tinu, what do you want to say, add to this? Hello, Tinu. Hello,
thank you. Yes, I can hear you, Mercy. Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for this opportunity because these topics are trending. These are life issues that occur daily. And thank you, Adako, as well. Thank you, Mercy. I just want to state very quickly that having seen that this is a trending issue on the issue of, okay, whether or not we have female better judges, and some men even say, oh, because the judge is female, that's why she gave that decision, or that's why she's so strict, you know. But for me, where the world is going as regards women and leadership positions, whether as a judge, as a magistrate, as a boss, for me, I firmly believe that having moved past the 21st century and beyond, we're returning to gender equality. Gender equality, as what I mean by gender equality is that the economy today, having suffered COVID, NSAS, a lot of the terrible issues that are going on currently, and how companies are closing down. The today employer, the today companies, institutions, they are looking for brains, not brawn. They are looking for who can deliver, who can bring the solutions. Yes, we have machines, we have great industries, but today, the biggest growth industries are knowledge-based, which is the legal profession. We bring knowledge, we bring solutions, we solve problems, and service-based. So, so when there's a demand, there's good, where there's quality service, where there's problem solving, there's going to be a great demand. And so we must have that tool. Are we equipped to be able to bring solutions, to be able to succeed, even in the rigorous terrain, you know? So this tells us that we can do better, we can be at the top whilst balancing our work life, our family life, but being able to equip ourselves with the right tools so that we can bring solutions. Then when we have a magistrate or a judge, once the magistrate is equipped to the right position of the law, the jurisprudence of that subject matter, and is able to weigh the two sides to determine who it is has been able to prove their case, you know, and been able to like look at the whole circumstance of the suit and arrive at the right decision. Oh, there's no right decision anyway, but I mean, in law, really, being able to apply the law to the circumstance. So where there's an equipment, the individual is equipped, the magistrate, the judge, the leader, the lawyer has the right equipment. They're empowered, they are trained. Then the sky is not even the limits. They can even reach greater heights. And there's a Harvard Law review I recently saw. It shows the current data about there's a compelling evidence that the bias, you know, is incorrect. That maybe women are perceived to be, you know, not good enough or all that. What
Yes.
what the research is actually saying is that they are actually able to bring something to the table and even perform even much better. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. And then what's your take on this? Can you just round it up at this point? What's your take on this?
Okay, for me, competence has nothing to do with gender, has nothing to do with sex, whether we are male or female. If you're a competent person, you're a competent person. So whether a woman is a better judge, I've sat before wonderful, fantastic judges, both male and female. So it's about, and I've sat before terrible judges, both male and female. So it's about our individual drive to succeed at what we are doing, exactly as Tino and Victoria has said. It has nothing to do with our gender. It's all about who we are, what's our drive for excellence, how do we want to bring solutions to the table, how do we want to change the face of the judiciary, as in what's my contribution. So for me, that is it. So it has nothing to do with gender.
On the last point for you, I want to ask, do you think women in our profession now, they are dressing well? Just on the last point, do you think women are dressing well?
Okay, so that question is open-ended because our profession is vast. And when I mean our profession is vast, you can see some of us in courts, you can see some of us in the corporate sector, you can see some of us in the entertainment industry, you can see some of us in real estate like myself. So if we say women in our profession, it's plenty.
Those in the litigation, let's say those that go to court. Let's not bring it down.
Okay, so you know the truth about those that go to court is the fact that our wig and gown covers whatever we wear. So before the judge, what she's seeing is the wig and gown, so she doesn't know what we're wearing inside. So that's what I'm saying. I can't really say that they are not dressing appropriately or inappropriately, because by the time the judge is looking at me, my lord, you're looking at my white bib, you're looking at my wig and my gown. So, and most of the colleagues we see, but no, quite a lot of us dress professionally, quite a lot of us dress fantastically, except you're talking about law students. But if it's the profession, I think we do a lot of corporate dressing. That's for litigation. That's what I have seen. I've not seen something else.
So Victoria, on the issue of dressing, what do you have to say for women? The issue of dressing.
Okay, Mercy, you talk about dressing as if we are still in school, you know, where you have to wear your black and white and all that. And just like Ada said, if you are in court and all the judge gets to see is your beef and your wig and gown and all that. But I think let me pretend I understand what you mean with the question. You know, these conservative dresses of lawyers that they should wear sharp colors, you know, they are going to, and when you talk of lawyers now, the person that comes to mind is, you know, litigation, going to court and all that. But for people like us that are corporate and, you know, personally, oh my God, I have tried to run away from that so-called black and white and all black outfits for lawyers, you know. I just have a few black gowns so that when I have to go to court, but aside that, when I wake up every morning, I pay so much attention to what I wear, and I try to avoid any look of black, you know, and all that. So it's not about the black and white thing. It's still about you, you know. It's still about you, where your activities for the day, where your meeting and all that. But Ada is right when he said we dress corporately, the greater, you know, the point. So, and I think we are doing it. We are trying that. We are trying. You know, when I see some of my colleagues, some of us, I'm friends. And you understand that courage, the understanding that I'm the lawyer, or you don't even know the client to be meeting for the day, like me that's looking for billions. and in the real estate, you look out for clients. And I tell myself, I should dress in such a way that if I'm talking to somebody about million things, the person should look at me and be able to say, yes, I can do business with this. And not dress in such a way that you're talking business with someone and the person is looking at you like a hungry person looking for you to be found. You know, so that is how much I pay attention to when it comes to my business. And I think a good number of us, we are trying on that. We are trying.
Thank you very much. So, Tinu, on the last point, Tinu, can you hear me?
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you.
Yeah, you know, there are still pockets of issues of abuse on women. So, what do you advise? What's your advice to a woman out there who is undergoing abuse from the office, you know, in the work sector? What do you have to say to such a person?
When it comes to abuse, do you mean abuse in the workplace?
Yes, workplace.
Okay, abuse in the workplace.
Lawyer. Yes. Most especially sexual abuse. What advice are you going to give to someone who will see this video and is undergoing that, and it's such a thing is happening to her? So, what advice do you give to such a person? What's the person supposed to do? What's your advice on that?
The first thing is for them to know that they are not alone. They are not alone, and they need to report it to the next person who is close to them. It could be a mentor, it could be a friend, it could be a colleague. And also we have various bodies that deal with such issues. But the point is, don't just keep it to yourself. Let other people know. Let somebody whom you trust know about it so that they can escalate it and it can be dealt with. Definitely there will be other things that come to such, because I mean, when you now report it, then you know that the end results probably will be like you're going to lose that job, maybe because the person thinks that, okay, I employed you and you're not cooperating, therefore you need to leave, you know. So be ready for that. But then again, I think that that needs to be exposed, not just kept to oneself, so that the person will not be depressed and then leading to other things. Thank you very much.
Wow. We really had a wonderful session, and I enjoyed this session because I know that women, we have the capacity, we have what it takes to, you know, get to the zenith of our success. Okay, get to the zenith of whatever we want to be. So on this last point of abuse, let me ask Ada, just say something on this, just a few minutes, please. Say something on this.
Okay, I remember there was a time I worked somewhere and I had a similar experience. And you know, since you're working with lawyers, they're very, very tactful on how they do their own abuse, because they don't want it to be full-fledged so that you don't catch them fully. But one of the things I did was I made sure I reported to the most senior person. That's it was a partnership, so I reported to the most senior. That's the head of the firm. Wow. I reported the matter to him, and I spoke to the person directly, and I told him, sir, that's not what I'm here for. And if it means I have to leave your firm, so be it. So most times you have to abuse thrives in silence and fear. The fear of where will I get another job, the fear of I might lose this job. So you need to know that even if you lose this one, you will get something else. So you don't, rather, because I even had a junior, I had the mentee who later on had the same experience. And I told her, babes, it's time to leave. And she left. And at least for 3 months, she was jobless. But by the time she got a job, she got something twice better than what she left. So sometimes you just need to face it. Face the fear. Talk to the person. Talk it out with him. If he's not relenting, then move on.
Wow. This is great. Because, you know, our society, we have this silence culture.
Yes.
Keep quiet, don't say it, it's your boss. What will the person say, do you have evidence? You know, stuff like that, wherein it's happening daily.
Exactly.
So yeah, for someone who is passing through this, the best bet is to talk to the person or report the issue. And if it's not going to stop, you leave. You rather get another job than suffer in abuse. I know, because a time will come, you will become emotionally depressed. You will not be yourself. You won't be able to even work well. You know, yes. And as a lawyer, you are trained to speak up. Yes, you're trained to speak up. You're not trained to keep quiet. You know, because even if it's happening to another person and you are aware of it, you also speak up. So thank you, ladies, for giving me the vibes that I need. You know,
thank you, Mercy.
And I pray that in your different endeavors you excel.
Amen.
You surmount the mountains. You surmount all those things that seems to be challenges. And I know that I'll be hearing good things about you. And I also want to commend Victoria for the wonderful book you wrote. The brand called you. The title is amazing. So friends, get Victoria Exhibit.
How do we get a copy?
Yeah, it's an ebook. It's an ebook. So you can follow her. You can follow her on Facebook. That's Victoria Exhibit and other for the ebook. Yeah, she's doing great. So Tinu, thank you. Tinu is a wonderful lady. She has been my friend and a sister. Thank you for honoring this invite. Ada, I don't know what to say. I want to give you a big hug. Thank you. I missed the tight schedule. I didn't know you're going to make it. So thank you. So friends, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Like this video, share it to your friends. It's Lawyers Info Hub. So we are going places. We are teaching the law. We are saying it as it is, and I know that you are enjoying it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.